So I'm going to let you in on a secret. I hate pain. I hate pain of any kind, just like anybody. No one likes pain, but I, in particular, hate emotional pain. I don't hate it. I stay away from it as much as possible. Again, much like everybody else. However, I just feel like I will do any practice that will quickly get me out of the pain and heartbreak after being in heartbreak for so many years. And I know, just like you, being in heartbreak isn't just a new thing. It's not just a situational thing that you're going through right now. It is something that has followed you around since childhood because we have all kinds of heartbreaks, right? There's little heartbreaks, there's big heartbreaks. So I want to share with you today a practice that is beautiful. It's quick. It allows you to recover quickly from any heartbreak of any kind without having to go into the pain of the trauma. And that's the important element here because it's not necessary to go into the story and the drama of it and the blaming and the shaming of all of that. It's absolutely not necessary. What I want to do is share with you a technique that it's not a new thing. It's not rocket science, but it's so effective and so clean and so beautiful that it's just a little add-on to the deep work that we get into in the program and the Passion Protocol. But it is so effective and it is instant recovery. So, when it comes to forgiveness, sometimes it's a hard one. And when I work with women, it's really, I think, one of the most challenging parts in the program when we have to forgive. And that happens pretty quickly in the program because without forgiveness, then we can't move on and we can't recover, we can't heal. So forgiveness is a very important element with anything that comes up for us because it really does allow us to open up to all the potential possibilities, right? So if you are still carrying around a story around your pain that you weren't good enough, or you should have done this, or why did I do that? I should have stayed this way, and things maybe wouldn't have changed, and I still would have been a little unhappy, but who knows? Maybe they would have changed. My partner would have changed, or eventually. There's so many stories that we tell ourselves, right? When we're moving out of pain, because on some level, pain becomes a comfort because it's familiar. So that's why we align to somebody who has similar pains and similar traumas that we have had, because there's an energetic resonance that is familiar. So we align to it. So our work is to transmute that pain out of the stories and the shame and the victim stories that we carry around. Transmute it, and so that we can elevate our energy. And when we elevate our energy, that is when we start manifesting what we truly want. So if you're still saying things to yourself like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I want you to realize that the stories are there, fine. I don't want you to berate yourself. I don't want you to criticize yourself. I want you just to leave those stories in a box. And when you end up getting triggered during the day, or if you're in the process of going through a divorce or separation right now, and you're still, mud deep, knee deep, thigh deep, shoulder deep in what we call the emotional mud of the sadness, of the trauma, of your heartbreak, I want you to enlist this very, very simple technique. And it's called the Ho-oponopono prayer. This is a beautiful practice from the ancient Hawaiians. You might have heard about it, but I'm going to teach it to you in the way that it's meant to be said. So if you got a piece of paper and a pencil, write these four lines down. These are very important for you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And it's really important for you to do it in that order. And I'm going to explain why we have to say it in that order and why it's important to say these particular words. So when you say you're sorry, it's not about saying that you did something wrong. It's not that story at all. It's about you telling the universe that you acknowledge that there is something that has got, this story has sort of attached itself to you. Okay? It's all about, you know, the story and how you're aligning with it. It's in your body, it's in your psyche. So you're saying sorry to the universe to acknowledge that you've absorbed this story into your being. Okay? So it's not about, who cares, we don't really care about how you got there or how it got there and what triggers were set off. What's important is that it's there and that you acknowledge it. Okay, so I'm sorry is about acknowledging that you have this pain story. That's all. And acknowledging it to the universe, that you're holding on to it. And then when you say, please forgive me, you're telling the universe that you want forgiveness for yourself and how it got there. Okay, so once again, you're saying, please forgive me because you're holding on to that story. Universe, please forgive me for holding on to the story, blah, blah, blah. But it's just very simple. Please forgive me, right? And then thank you is about telling the universe that you want forgiveness for yourself. Or actually, it's about expressing gratitude. Thank you is about expressing gratitude for the knowledge that it will be resolved. So thank you for removing it from my life. Thank you for allowing me to have the grace to release it from my psyche, from my mind, from my body. Okay? And releasing it for the good of all. Because when you release the pain, it allows other people to release it as well. And finally, I love you is the highest resonance of energy. Love is it. That's where we want to get to. It's love. Everything's about love. So when you say I love you, you're using that highest vibration to help you transmute that energy, the low level emotion of the pain, and elevate it, right? We're wanting to bring it to the highest form of elevation and to the element of love. It's kind of like you're shining a big love light on that pain to again transmute it and bring it into the fold of love. So, like any kind of trauma that you're carrying with you right now, whether it's heartbreak trauma, divorce trauma, and anything that's triggering you from before, pardon me, before what you're experiencing now, I want you to just embrace this very simple practice to help you pull yourself out of the low resonance of the victim story, of the pain story that you're in right now. Okay, so once again, remember 4 simple lines. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Practice this over and over and over again whenever that pain story emerges. Okay, and have fun with it. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.